Now, obviously, I guess for those people out there that aren't boxing fans, boxing purists, don't understand the dynamics and the sort of politics behind the sport. All this hype, and the fight could be over within a minute. But it's probably unlikely with two fighters of this sort of stamina and experience.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay, going into the strategy of the fight, I don't see a knockout, although the most likely source of a knockout could be Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao is going to throw a lot of punches. Now, Pacquiao, his only chance to really put the heat on this fight, he's got to come out early. This is instantly what makes it a good fight to watch, because Pacquiao has to come out start smoking. He has to attack Mayweather from the start. He has to make him uncomfortable from the start before Mayweather starts to get comfortable. Now, when Mayweather starts to get comfortable, traditionally it takes about 3 or 4 rounds to suss the guy out, and then the puzzle makes sense, and he starts putting the pieces together, and he puts the pieces together with his right hand. Now, Pacquiao is a left-hander. The right hand for a right-handed fighter is the most important punch for Mayweather. So, and he's got the best right hand around. There's absolutely no doubt about it. People say he's lost a bit of speed. He might have lost a bit of speed, but what he makes up for is timing. Timing is just as important as speed is. He might not hit you fast, but he knows when to catch you coming in. Pacquiao is going to throw a lot of punches. He's a high volume puncher, a very hard worker. He's going to be bouncing in and out, but also using angles. And this is what makes it a difficult fight for Mayweather, is that Pacquiao uses the angles through his footwork. He does miss punches, though. Now, if you go back to
Who does?
Pacquiao, he misses punches. He got made to miss by Tim Bradley in a highly disputed fight that he lost to Tim Bradley. A lot of people said, how could Pacquiao possibly lost this fight? The judges are blind. They don't know what they're talking about. But you know what I saw in that fight? Pacquiao was a bit slack. He didn't work hard every minute of every round. He has no choice here. He has to do that. He didn't do it against Bradley. Bradley made him miss. He threw a lot of punches, but when you're listening to the commentators, they seem to be on Pacquiao's side. So even punches that didn't really connect would cause a major scene from the commentators. But when you switch off the music, or you switch off the sound, you listen and you watch that fight without anything, you see he misses a lot of punches against a defensive fighter. Not the best defensive fighter, but Bradley was a sound defensive fighter, and he made Pacquiao miss. Then going into the Marquez loss, which was the most devastating loss that Pacquiao's ever had. Marquez and Pacquiao have fought each other 4 times. The first fight was a draw. The next 2 were razor-thin decision wins for Pacquiao. It could have gone either way. And then the fourth one, Marquez put Pacquiao to sleep. Now, Pacquiao got knocked down once in that fight I was having a bit of an argument with a friend of mine on the internet this morning as to what punch it was, but we both agreed it was a looping overhand right. It wasn't a hook, although it looked pretty hookish to me. He got dropped with that by Marquez. It wasn't the fastest punch in the world. He dropped his hand. He got paid. He got made to pay. He came back. He wobbled Marquez as well, put him down. And then in the 6th round, at the very death of the round, Marquez caught him with the punch from hell. Pacquiao came bounding in. His hands were down. Marquez planted his feet, caught him with the right hand straight on the button, probably the most accurate right hand I've ever seen, and the best knockout I've ever seen in my life on the stage that it was. Pacquiao was asleep before he hit the floor. Now, when you take that and you look at what Mayweather brings to the table, Mayweather is every bit and better sound technician that Marquez is. He's a good counterpuncher, a great counterpuncher. He's got the best right hand. So he knows that Pacquiao is going to be throwing caution to the wind. He's going to be attacking, and that is what a counterpuncher wants. He wants you to come in and attack relentlessly. So that's what's going to make this fight appealing, is that Pacquiao has to attack. And it's going to play into the hands, I think, of Mayweather, which is to sit, wait, make you miss, and then throw that right hand. Mayweather doesn't throw a lot of punches. He's economical, but the ones that he throws lands. So that's the dynamic you're going to see, and that's why I think you could see more of a knockout coming from the Mayweather side than the Pacquiao side, because what a lot of people are forgetting, Mayweather's actually got a decent chin on him. It's never really been needed because his defensive work was so good that he would never get hit cleanly. The couple times that I've seen him get hit cleanly, Shane Mosley wobbled him, rocked him really, really badly, but he recovered. He held on after that shot. He ate it very well, and he came back and he trounced him. Cotto gave Mayweather trouble as well, but he still won a wide decision. Maidana gave him trouble. Maidana went street on Mayweather. He brought in elbows and heads and everything short of kneeing him in the groin, but there were a lot of shots that were south of the border, and Mayweather took it, and he won. And people look at it and say, well, Mayweather's got trouble against left-handers. He's beaten every single left-hander he's fought. Sure, any right-hander is going to have trouble against a left-hander, but if you're beating them, you're still beating them.
Yeah.
So I don't really see it to be much different this time around. Another thing to remember, there will be a height difference. Mayweather's got a 3-inch reach advantage on Pacquiao. It's going to tell late in the fight when Mayweather can start pot-shotting him from the outside. So that's how I see it kind of going. I could be wrong. One punch changes everything in boxing, and this is why I'll never put money on a boxing fight.
Dave, just to wrap up quickly, you said get up at 3 a.m. There obviously are going to be some undercard fights. Who are they?
The undercard fights, it's such a disappointment to me. Leo Santa Cruz is one of the guys fighting. He's fighting on the Mayweather promotion side of things. His opponent got announced this morning. I can't remember who he is because the way that they've been picking this guy's opponents, they might as well have picked him from the crowd. I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard of him before, and I can't even remember his name now. This is how embarrassing this guy's opponents have been lately. The other fight is going to be a guy called Vasyl Lomachenko. He won gold at the 2008 and 2012 Olympics. He is a current world champion. He's going to be on the undercard. So I think those are the only two televised fights that we're going to be able to see on the undercard with the main event.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what time the main event's going to be. It will be at a set time because obviously they don't want to disappoint the world's TV that will have their set times. So I think safest thing to do, either go all night or wake up at 3 a.m., make yourself a big breakfast and settle in for what will be the fight of the century.